Pessoal, nós temos uma super novidade. Essa novidade vem do Cambly.
Novidades!
15 pessoas vão poder ganhar planos do Cambly adulto quanto do Cambly Kids. E funciona do seguinte jeito. Você que quer fazer um free trial do Cambly já vai estar automaticamente concorrendo. E é muito bom isso, porque você só tem que ir lá no Cambly.com ou no aplicativo do Cambly e colocar o nosso código. Se você quiser para o Cambly adulto, é Inglês de Nu e Cru sorteio. Ou para o Cambly Kids, é Inglês NC de Nu e Cru sorteio. E vão ser 10 planos para o Cambly adulto, que são 30 minutos 2 vezes na semana, e 5 do Cambly Kids. Você entendeu, Foster? Eu expliquei direito?
I think I understood. So let me try. Cambly is giving 15 adults free access to their different Cambly conversation plans. And
10.
they're 10. Okay. They're giving 10 adults and 5 kids?
Yes.
Okay.
The way that you say it is not very cool, but that's fine.
No, it is very cool. So here's the deal. Every day we talk about Cambly and we say you can do a free trial. So you can do that free trial. You get to talk to a native English speaker for free. It's awesome. And then on top of that, 15 people are going to win free plans to Cambly.
Sim, só que tem um catch aí. Para você poder participar, você tem que colocar o nosso código. Então, se você quiser o Cambly normal para adultos, é Inglês Nu e Cru sorteio. E se você quiser para o Kids, que é até 15 anos de idade, é Inglês N de Nu e C de Cru sorteio.
E todas essas informações vão ser no show notes, né?
Vão estar nos show notes, não se esqueçam disso. Então, gente, é muito bom. Isso é uma super novidade. Até o dia 17 de agosto desse ano, 2020, você pode participar. Então, vamos embora, que faltam 4 meses para acabar o ano. E agora é a hora.
Awesome. Yeah. Speak to native speakers. Do it with Cambly. Let's get on with the show. Hello. Hey, guys, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Cru Rádio. Today, I'm not with Alexia. I'm with the other person that I talk to sometimes, Felipe. How are you doing, Felipe?
Hey, Foster. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. I cannot complain. And yeah, I'm happy that you're healthy.
Finally, yep.
Yeah, I think that is for another episode. But we're happy you're here, you're working, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Cool. So, Felipe, today I wanted to talk about, we are continuing our conversation talking about worksheets. As most people probably know, we recently released our new worksheets for Inglês no Cru Rádio. If you want to learn more about them, you can check them out at our website. But I've talked a good bit with Alexia about the worksheets. But you, specifically, you recorded a really good video explaining how you personally use these worksheets. And I was hoping you could explain a little bit of that process for all of our listeners.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Where would you like to begin, Felipe?
Let me think. So in the video, I was talking about how to use it regardless of your level of English, right?
Okay. I think that's a good place to start, maybe with just some main points, because I know you have a lot of experience studying with worksheets. So do you want to give like a broad overview of the benefits of worksheets for you?
Yep. So mainly I've used worksheets for English, Spanish, a little bit of Italian and German. So
Muy bien. Muy bene. Nine.
So I would say in general, they're really good just to understand what people are talking about. So this is like the baseline of worksheets. So you get to understand a little bit more of a native conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. So the very basic is just the fundamentals of listening comprehension, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So you mentioned that you use worksheets to study German, Spanish, Italian, and English. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Humble brag.
Oh, I didn't say speak those languages.
So let's start with German, because I believe German is the language that you are studying the most nowadays. And it's probably the language that you are still in the beginning stages of. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. So tell me about that process. How are you using worksheets to improve your German? How's it going? What does that process look like?
Okay, so for me, so whenever I try to use or to listen to an audio or to use worksheets in German, for me, it's just like a whole new world of new words, new expressions, grammar. So it takes me a little bit of time to actually go through a whole worksheet. So sometimes you think, oh, it's just 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I can listen to this episode in 10 minutes. But when I go through the worksheet, it takes me like 3-4 hours because I really try to understand everything. I go back and forth. I try to play it slowly, you know. So basically, what I do, I just accept the fact that it's going to take me some time if I really want to understand that whole episode. And after that, as I said in the video, I really like to understand before, like I like to go through the words before I listen to the audio. So I just read it as a book and I try to understand everything that's going on. Sometimes most of the time I can get the context, but there is some new words and some new structures normally because they're just natural conversations. And after that, I just go back and listen to it over and over again until after a few hours or even a few days, because as you said, sometimes you just have to let it sit there. I don't know if that's how you say it, but you study it a little bit, you let it sit, and then you go back to it.
Yeah, you can say that. We have a good phrasal verb in English. We say to sink in.
Yeah.
So it's sink, pia, ne?
Uh-huh.
But we say to sink in, and that's like to give yourself time to absorb the information, right?
Yeah, and sink is also afundar, right?
Exactly. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you. Cool. So just to see if I understood correctly, your process is you begin simply with the text. You read the text just to get an idea of the context, the vocabulary, and then you start listening a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really good point that honestly, I don't think we talk about it enough. But when you are studying with almost any kind of material, but especially with native material and especially with audio, the amount of material, the quantity of time that you're listening to the audio, the amount of time you study is going to be like at least 5 times more than that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. And that works for everything. I think we've talked about it. It's just like watching any video on YouTube and then trying to do what they're doing. Either it's like drawing or anything. It takes way more time.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I have a 10-minute audio in Portuguese and I really want to sit down with the text and audio, get all of the vocabulary, train my pronunciation, maybe do some shadowing, that's going to take hours. And like you said, it's the same for everything. Like if I want to learn a new song on guitar, the song is like 2 minutes. But the process of me learning how to move my fingers in that way, that's like 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Cool. So with German, how is the process going with the worksheets? Do you feel like you're making progress? Are you seeing the benefit of studying with them?
Yeah, definitely. I personally like it better. So it's my favorite kind of material because it kind of forces you to go deeper. So let's say if I see a grammar structure, the material I use, they'll probably say, hey, this is, I don't know, past perfect. Like, you don't have to care about that, but this is where you can get a little bit more information, either another episode or, I don't know, a blog article. So that really helps me to actually understand it in context and then get more information. That's for me. It's just perfect for the way I study.
Yeah, I think that's a fundamental point that you're talking about. And I don't think it's super obvious because there are so many resources to learn anything nowadays, and it's very accessible. But I personally believe like the more resources you have, the more information you have, the more difficult it is to really absorb that information in a profound way, if that makes sense.
Yep, that does. Yep,
Okay.
that does make sense.
Yeah. So, for example, if I'm watching a YouTube video and someone's explaining something about how to speak Portuguese, that helps. I can intellectually understand the concepts. But if the only two things that I have are a text and audio, then I'm forced to go deep. It provokes me to learn. It provokes me to go deeper into the material.
Yeah. It's the same with at least the worksheets I use. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês de Necrorádio. É muito bom ter você juntinho assim de nós. Faz muito, muito carinho no nosso coração, digamos assim. Então você que está interessado em saber mais sobre os nossos produtos e saber mais sobre a gente, o que a gente oferece para vocês em relação a estudo, a challenge, a curso, vá lá no inglesdenecro.com e você pode ver mais sobre as worksheets, por exemplo, que a gente acabou de falar nesse episódio. Foster?
Exactly. Yeah. If you want to really improve your English, if you want to learn more about the ways you can do that and just connect with us on a deeper level, go to inglesdenecro.com. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.